Hello, BookTube. Welcome back to Holy Sunday, and I'm continuing my read aloud of the Sidney Psalms. And yeah, so I'm going to be doing that today. I just want to let people know that this will be the 80th Holy Sunday video I've made, and also marks the 80th week I've been on BookTube because I started Holy Sunday like literally the week I started my channel. So yeah, I've been doing BookTube now for 80 weeks, which is kind of crazy to think about. But yeah, let's do what? Let's read the Psalms. So here we have Psalm 49 and Psalm 50. So we're slowly marching our way through the Psalms, but here it is. Well, dwellers all, give heed to what I say. To all I speak, to rich, poor, high and low. Knowledge the subject is my heart conceivers. Oh my god. Wisdom and words shall from my mouth proceed, which I will measure by melodious ear, and riddled speech to turned harpsichord. The times of evil, why should they me dismay? When mischief shall my footsteps overflow, and from the first him whom fickle wealth deceives, which his thought great, vain, confidence doth bred, since no man can his brother's life outbear, nor yield for him as his ransom to the Lord. For dear the price that for a soul must pay, and death his prisoner will forego. Nay, tell me whom but longer time he leaves, respirited from the tomb, I think that's the word, from treasure's mead. Sure, at his summons, wise and fools appear, and others spend riches they did hoard, and second thinks his house shall not decay, nor time his glorious buildings overthrow, names proudly of his name, where folly reaves exalted men of sense, and they indeed a brutish life and death, as beasts they were, do live and die, of whom is no record. Ye these, whose race approves their peevish way, death in the pit his carrion food doth stow, and lo, the first succeeding light perceives, the just installed in great man's steed, nay, far his price, when once the lovely cheer, lovely in house, in tomb becomes abhorred. But God, my God, to intercept the prey of life from him gave will not forslow, for he, it is he only me receives. Then through one rich do grow, through glory's seed, spring will increase. Yet stand thou free from fear, of this pomp death shall him naught afford. Please they themselves, and think a happier stay, whose please themselves, yet to their fathers go, must they to endless dark. For folly reaves exalted men of sense, and they indeed, a brutish life and death, as beasts they were, do live and die of whom is no record. So that was Psalm 49, and this is Psalm 50, and this is I like this one. I have a bit of a soft spot for it. The mighty God of ever living Lord, all nations from earth and uttermost confines, summoneth by his perversionment, his word and beauty's Zion shines. God comes. He comes with ear and tongue restored. His guard, huge storms, hot flames he ushers go, and called their appearance to record. Heaven hasten, I can't say that word, from above, earth from below. He sits his people's judge, and thus commands, give me heath and beloved line, whose solemn sacrifice holy bands did internal league with me combine. When the heavens subside with their hands, that God in justice in oh my god, reigns something controlling so nothing countermines what once decreed his highest doom contains. You then, my folk, to come your God attend. Hark, Israel, and hear thy people's blame. Not want of sacrifice doth me offend, nor do I miss thy altar's daily flame. To me thy stole no fatted bulls shall send. Shall I exact one goat from thy fold? Ay, that as far as the hills woods from extend, all birds and beasts in known possession hold. Supposed me hungry, yet to beg thy meat, I would not tell thee that I hungry were. Myself may take what needs me that entreat, since earth is mine, and all that earth doth bear. But do I long the brawny flesh to eat of that dull beast who serves the ploughman's need? Nor do I thirst to quench my first heat in what the throats of the bearded cattle bleed. Oh no, bring God of praise a sacrifice. Thy foul depths unto the highest pay, invoke my name, to me erect thy cries, thy praying plaints when sorrow stops thy way. We're getting there. I will undo the knots that anguishes these ties, and thou at peace shalt glorify my name. Mildly the good schooleth in the wise, but this sharp cheek doth to the godless frame. How fits in thee my statutes to report, and of my covenant in thy talk to prate, hating to live in right reform sort, and leaving in neglect what I relate. Seest thou a thief? Thou growest of his consort, dost with the adulterers and adultery go, thy mouth is slanders, ever open port, and from thy tongue doth naught but treason flow. Nay, even thy brother thy rebukes disgrace, and thou in spirit defamest thy mother's son, and for I wink a while, thy thoughts embrace. God is like me, and doth as him I have done, but lo, thou seest I march another place, and I come with truth and thy falsehood to disclose. Thy sin revered upbraids thy blushing face, which thou long dead in silence didst suppose. O lay up this marking memory, you that weren't on God's judgments to forget, in vain to others for a reason you fly. If once you go on, I gripping fingers set, and I know the rest, my dearest, worship I in sweetest perfume of offered praise do place, and who directs his goings orderly, by my conduct shall see God's saving grace. And I love that last little bit. I think it's so good. But we will be moving on in Holy Sunday next week, again with the Sidney Psalms, and we'll be doing Psalm 51, which is a bit of a personal favourite, again, of mine, but we'll save that for next week. So thank you so much for watching BookTube, and I will see you next time.